Alright, so I'm bidding on my first ham radio. I'm really at a dilemma. I'm going to bid on this one here. I got 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. This one's brand spanking new and has some features in it that I like. We got listed here. But there's another one that's probably I think it's only about 4 years old, that has a lot more features. I'm really worried that it may go for more than what I'm willing to spend, but it doesn't until tomorrow, and I really wouldn't want to miss this one. So I may be winning this one and then turning around and selling it. I don't know. 690. Nope, I didn't get it. So I'm going to bid on this one. I'm going to do $701. I should have. I put it in the snipe. I put it in the snipe. Yeah. So there we go, guys. This is my second attempt. Well, this will be my third attempt. So I'm very disappointed. This is now the third one. And basically, as you can see here, is this one here. This is the third one. I was really hoping to get it. I put $701 and I lost it. This radio by itself with no other gear is only about a $400 radio used. So, yeah. One other thing I want to point out is beware if you're looking at the 817ND. I looked at this guy's here. He's not. I'm hesitant to purchase from him, and this is why. First, he says it's completely a software unlock. Well, if it's a completely software unlock, there's no way, because you can't do that anymore with this radio unless this is not a new radio, or newer model. I would prefer, if I'm buying a radio for $600, that I have, because they make changes, even if they don't necessarily change the model number or anything like that. They do make changes. And for example, this radio now doesn't have jumpers on it. They're actual solder jumpers. So you would have to actually open it and unsolder the jumpers, unless it's an older version, which you could use the software. The point is, when I called him, when I contacted him, he said basically I'd have to send it to them for warranty, which, okay, do I really want to have to send it back to Greece for warranty? He wants $739 for it. What I'm finding is generally everything on eBay is overpriced. So, probably don't buy your radio on eBay unless you can get a good deal. But what I'm finding is not the deals. I did a search. Let me show you this. I wish I'd just done this sooner. If you're looking for a radio, just do like this: 817ND for sale. I missed this. It was probably sold before I got to it. But for example, there's this site here, the QTH site. There was one guy that sold his radio for like $625. I think he took the listing down because the radio is sold, and he had the DSP filter added to it. And so, like I say, just probably don't rely just on eBay, because you're not going to get the best deal. That's what I'm saying. Maybe go to a Handfest. Our next Handfest is January 7th. That's 2 months from now about. I really don't want to wait that long. And I don't know what's going to actually be there. I've never been to one. So because of that, I kind of want to get started. I think where I'm going to go is go with Digi Parts, Gigaparts, I mean. I think it's Gigaparts, yeah. I'm going to just go with Gigaparts. They have it here, 817ND. They have it here for $619. Brand spanking new. And this is a big company here in the US. If I decided to, or say you decided you wanted to pay somebody to do the jumper changes to open up all the frequencies, this company will do that. It's right here, Gigaparts Mars Cap Mod. Basically, they'll open up everything here. It's 49 bucks, and they will cover the warranty. And then if you buy the extended warranty from them, they cover the warranty. So that's cheaper still than the guy in Greece. As far as the 10-watt thing, I'm not. You're going to read a lot of negatives of why not to do the 10-watt thing, and for the most part, I think they're probably right. Um, the thing to keep in mind is you can turn the 10 watts on without making any changes to your radio hardware wise or software wise. You literally just hold down the ABC buttons when you boot it, and you can go in and change the settings so that the radio will do 10 watts. So my theory is on it this way: just run it normal. Maybe if you want to peek in there and see how it looks, but just run it normal. And then, if you're at home and you really just outgrow the radio, and you, at that time, this is where I'm going with this. If I outgrow the radio, I will still love it for portable reasons. It uses very little amperage. You can't just buy an 857D and run it at 5 watts and use the same amount of current that this is going to use at 5 watts. This 817ND you could run off solar panels. You're going to have pretty big panels if you're going to try to power the 857. So with that being said, in a pinch, say you're in an emergency, you've got your bug out bag, and you've left with your radio, you've got a full up solar panel that fits in the bag, so you could literally run this thing. You should be able to talk to anybody you need to. Should be able to hear whatever you need to hear if you got your antennas figured out. My theory on is this: if you're really in a dire situation and you really need to talk to somebody that you can hear, but they can't hear you, then, and you have no other choice, then just switch the radio to the 10 watts mode, kick past it, and do the call and get done. But don't talk long amounts of time, because your radio probably won't hurt it right away, but it potentially could hurt it. But my point is, it could do 10 watts in an emergency if you absolutely needed to. And then the rest of the time, don't change the setting. Leave it like it's supposed to be ran as a 5-watt radio. So that's kind of where I'm going with it, and why I'm still leaning towards the 817. I wish it had filtering. I keep teetering towards the 857. I don't know if this is going to be helpful to anybody that might be watching this and going back and forth between the two. Like I say, it's none of it feels right. None of these radios feel right, to be honest. I'm not happy with any of it. So I figure this will be a good radio to start. You can look at the KX2s, or the KX3s. Those seem like good radios. Really kind of pricey, but I believe that they're worth it. The issue I have is, of course, they do not do all frequencies, and as I'm just starting out in this, I kind of want to be able to I've only got a technical license, so I can only do some of 10 meter voice, and I can do 6 and 2 and 70 centimeter, but I'm only doing CW in 40, and I'm only doing CW in 80. So in the voice range, if I go with a KX2 or a KX3, unless I spend a lot of money to add the 2 meter to the KX3, I'm kind of limiting myself. Yes, it's a portable rig, but I'm limiting what I can do with my license at this point. So that's the other thing. Maybe if I had a general right now, I might feel differently, but probably not, because it's a lot more expensive radio up front. Yes, you can add a bunch of stuff to the 817, and that would raise the price up significantly when you start adding all this stuff, but it's not like you have to spend it all now. If I bought the K3 and I wanted to be on 2 meters at least, I'd spending, I think it's like $1,200 by the time I get done, compared to $600 for the 817. Like I say, it's been a very discouraging. I've done all kinds of research. I've watched video after video after video. I do not feel happy about any of these purchases, but I want to get into ham. I don't feel, nothing feels warm and fuzzy to me. The closest thing that might feel warm and fuzzy if I was to build a radio from scratch and just learn the technology, but I, I, I I'm going to be learning building antennas first. I'm not sure I'm ready to learn how to build a radio. So that's why I'm finally pointing towards the 817ND. I think all around it'll run great off solar, work great in emergencies. I think it'll work fine for me getting started. I think it has a lot of group support for that radio. Um, I think overall, as a starter radio, I'm not worried about the fact that it's not 100 watts. Um, that doesn't concern me. My ambition with this was mostly digital and CW anyway, but mostly learning the digital and playing with that. Um, and so, um, with that being said, digital you can go a lot further than you can in voice anyway. So I'm not overly concerned about that. I do realize how much importance an antenna makes on something, and I want to design and figure out how to build the best portable antenna that's affordable, that would get me what I need to do. Um, so I think this is the route I'm going to do. I'm not sure. I've read it looks like it's easy enough to just remove those jumpers with a soldering iron, um, to open up all the frequencies. But again, the advantage is if I do it through here and have them open up all the frequencies, um, it's covered under warranty. But with that being said, I don't need all the frequencies opened up. As far as I understand, I think you can hear them all regardless. It's only for transmit. And I would only be wanting those open if this was like, you know, a severe emergency kind of situation, and by the time I may be feeling like I know ham well enough, I might, even look into Mars and caps and see if that's something that even interests me. I don't know. I don't know that I'll spend the extra $49 because it could be 2 or 3 years down the road before I even decide to go into that route, in which case it'd be out of warranty anyway. And it wouldn't matter if I just do it myself and not spend the money.